Colorful has launched another mini RTX 4060 Ti. AMD is rumored to be skipping their high-end Radeon RX 8000 RDNA3 GPU series, and Intel GPU driver will now collect telemetry data by default.
This is Tech Track.
So first we have Colorful again launching another RTX 4060 Ti, and this time it is iGame Mini, not Smart Mini. That was another card that was launched, the Smart Mini RTX 4060 Ti or 4060. I believe that was 4060 Ti, but now we also have another one, which is the RTX 4060 Ti iGame Mini, which is a very small GPU, probably the smallest one right now you can find. And well, this is only for one reason, you can tell. It's for ITX builders. So yeah, if you're building a wide variant of GPU that is, that would fit probably well, this is probably the one that would fit, so you might want to grab this one. As for specs, it's exactly the same, but we do have two variants because obviously RTX 4060 Ti comes with two variants, 8 gigs and 16 gigs, so you can tell it's the same thing, just different VRAM size. Although the TDP for the 16 gigs is 165 watts and the 8 gigs is 160, so 5 watts deficit there. Fair. Not a big deal, but yeah, the RTX 4060 Ti iGame Mini has been launched already, and now you can buy it now for your white variant ITX builds. Next up, we have some grave news from Kepler. We get this information is that Navi 4 lineup will not have any high-end GPUs. Think of it like RDNA1 or Polaris generation. So there won't be any basically high-end GPU or GPU series, which is kind of strange. Why is this the case? And if you look into video cards asking this question, that how credible is this information, Kepler replies heard from 3 sources. So it seems like this information is not like a rumor. Basically it probably is a rumor, but 3 sources telling the same thing is kind of alarming. But we still have time for the the 8000 series to launch, so we still have a lot of time, because I'm pretty sure it's not going to be releasing anytime soon, the 8000 or 8000 series of GPUs. So if that is the case, it's very much alarming for the GPU manufacturing, because then only Nvidia will rule again and they will price it from to the moon basically. So that would be troublesome. We have more information to this, and as you can see right here, Uzi38, another Twitter users, is ranting here, is saying that it's almost public knowledge now and probably will be eventually, but congratulations guys, you did it. The way things are going soon, there really will be only one desktop GPU manufacturer left, just what you all wanted. So basically saying that AMD, confirming that information, or not really confirming, just giving it a more validation. This is a really interesting take from this Twitter user here, as you can see that this sounds more like copium because AMD failed to achieve its goals with MCD, and that is one of the reasons basically that if you look closely, AMD 21's Navi 21 of course and the Navi 31, if you compare those two, basically the 7900 XTX and 6900 XT, if you compare those two, the performance uplift is not really a huge margin if you look closely. So if that is the case, and if they have failed the same thing with the Navi 41, that is highly predictable that why they're canceling this, because if they're not getting the performance per watt increase in, then that's not really great. And if they're failing with MCM, kind of tells you why, because we haven't seen that much performance uplift from Navi 21 to Navi 31. So if the performance uplift in 41 is not that great, it's very much valid to cancel it, because it would be a waste of SKUs. We also have all the watts also tweeted this in Hindi, and then we converted that, translated that, not converted. We get this, that only Navi 43 and Navi 44 survive. So he's also giving that validation, is that Navi 41 and also Navi 42 won't be releasing or won't be in work. That's crazy to me, because if that is the case, we're looking back to the similar case with the 5700 XT. There wasn't any 5800 XT or 5900 XT, right? There was only 5700 XT, and that was the highest in SKU from the AMD. And if that is the case, oh boy, that is not really good, because if they failed making 41 and 42, that's grave news. Hopefully that will change at the time the GPU actually gets launched, but if that is not the case, we might be seeing some troubling news for AMD here, and also for the whole GPU market here, because we all know what's gonna happen if that happens. Nvidia will take over. literally. I'm not saying NVIDIA is bad or anything, but we've seen this before, and it's gonna happen again if they fail. AMD failed to deliver the Navi 41 and 42. And lastly, we have a Tech Power Up article here, and as you can see, it says that Intel graphics drivers now collect telemetry by default. So if you look closely here, this is the newest drivers, and as you can tell, this is the graphics driver installer, and there are something that we call the computing improvement program, and that is probably the thing that they will get the telemetry data from. Because if you see that they have collected data, which means that if I participate in the Intel computing improvement program, what that is collected and how it is used. So these are the collected data. So the categories of website you visit, but not the URL itself. How you use your computer, system information from your computer, other devices in your computing environment. So these are the information that Intel will collect based on what you do, of course, with your Intel product, basically Intel Arc GPUs. And it's kind of understandable because AMD has also started doing the same thing. They also collect some data, how you use the Intel GPUs and such. And we don't really know what everything else that they're collecting, but yeah, they also started collecting it. So Intel has also started doing the same thing, and I think in a way it benefits the Intel drivers because they will have better understanding how the user is using the GPUs, how they're utilizing it. As you mentioned here, is that the categories of websites, how you use your computer, system information, and other devices in the computer connected to it. So, etc. These are the things that they will be collecting the information. I don't think they're stealing any information. It's all good, I think. But if you want to give the information to the Intel, then you can. If not, you cannot. That's your choice. But I think that's gonna benefit the driver environment in a way because they will have more information to work with and they will be able to improve it. So, not a bad approach.